Okay, new video, new start. We doing Qitari society quests, and yeah, here we go. The serpent jumps about joyfully. It appears the Qitari excavation effort is proceeding swimmingly. Speak with Girl Kritol and see if there is anything you might do to lend them a hand. Oh, you'll be happy to know that the charm you've fashioned for us works most splendidly. We've been able to reach deeper depths than ever before. And thanks to you, the restoration of the first stela is all but complete. You simply must see it. You'll also be pleased to know that the relics and records that turned up in our subsequent trips below have confirmed that the interpretation of history that you expounded was indeed and indubitably true. We came upon many ritual instruments in the tunnel below. It is most clear that, let it suffice it to say, we qitari have never been particularly adept at the art of war. So it was that our ancestors searched far and wide for a safe haven where they could call home. Ronka, on the other hand, was composed of many strong peoples. The Ronso, brave warriors, the Dran, adept at the arcane arts, and the V's, perilous archers, all working together for the Empire's prosperity. Not long after the Qitari first made contact with the Empire, our skill as scribes and sciveneers became evident to high-ranking court officials, and we were offered a prominent role in the Ronkan society in return for our loyal service. For a race is so different, all living and working together for the greater good. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be able to live just one day in those glorious days of the Empire. But our work is far from done. Indeed, our explorations have found what appears to be an entrance leading to an even deeper level of caves. I have little doubt that the remaining stela lie further below. I have sent a team below to conduct a preliminary investigation before we begin the next phase of the excavation in earnest. My trusted scout, Tawari Manol, should be here to make her report any. Master Qitaro, I bring news from below, news that I fear is not good. Again, I swear if we Qitari did not have rotten luck we would have none at all. Do tell me, what did you find down there? Entering the second sanctum, we came upon a shrine to our protector Oxdalan. It appeared to have been ravaged by the beasts that lurk below, but still it stood after all these years. A shrine, you say? No doubt it was erected by our ancestors, most likely to ward off some greater danger that lurks further below. This was my thought as well, Master Qitaro. A cave-in, a flood, fearsome creatures from the deep. We were too fear-stricken to press onward, not knowing what manner of calamity might befall us. But we must progress on somehow. Can we not appeal to Dalan somehow, that he might protect us as we delve further? Indeed, perhaps there is a suitable ritual for the occasion. Sadly, if there is, I fear it is beyond my knowledge. Why, yes, indeed. The V's are nothing if not well versed in Ronkan tradition. The one with hair the color of night. Master Linnell, was it? I hear she has lived as long as 10 qitari. Yes, I am certain she will have the knowledge that will serve us well. Long lived as they are, the wisdom they have passed down through generations doubtless rivals that which our ancestors recorded. If anyone can help us, I dare say it is them. Good, yo. Pray take me to Fenro at once. I would meet their master Linnell, that I might partake in her deep knowledge of ancient rock and rites. Yo, you grace us again with your presence. Me? I will be departing on my journey any day now. Yes, as soon as I decide where my destination will be. Welcome back, yo. For better or worse, little has changed with me since last we met. Bina, too, is as indecisive as ever. So many V's in one place, I can scarce believe my eyes. We had heard rumors that the qitari had returned to the Great Word, but did not expect to receive a visit so soon. Just seeing you brings back memories of olden times. Memories? Do you mean that you knew my ancestors? I am older than you might think, my little friend. Anyhow, the answer is yes. Have you heard of the name Shipari Tokwal? She was a close friend of mine and would come calling often to exchange news of the wood. Shipari Tokwal. I do believe I saw that name on my father's family tree. But if I recall correctly, she was my great 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 grandmother. Ah, it was that long ago, was it? How quickly the years fly by. Still, I am heartened by your presence, young Charcoal Lee. For many years after the flood, I feared we would never see one of your kind again. And you, welcome back to Fenro. What brings you to us this day? I see. Our Qitari friends seek to discover their history and reclaim the knowledge and lore of their ancestors. An admirable goal indeed, and doubtless not a simple task. We would be honored to lend our aid and reforge the bonds between our peoples that we were so strong in the days of Ranka. Now, do tell me more about these tunnels you are exploring. My dear sister has quite the weakness for ancient Ranka ruins and relics, you see. To tell the truth, I had been preparing to leave the Great Word on a journey of the realm, but if the Qitari require my aid, perhaps I could postpone my departure just a bit longer. It would seem that the Great Serpent smiles upon our partnership as well. This is auspicious indeed. Master Lone, what knowledge of the Qitari lives on here in Fernlo? Very little, I am afraid. The tales I can remember hearing from my dear departed friend, and no more. Sadly, the precise details of the qitari rites and rituals are beyond my recollection, and yet I do recall Shaparo once mentioning that qitari prays to Alxdalan were remarkably similar in form to our own petitions to Yexmaja. It is not so surprising, perhaps, given how closely our two peoples were connected in those days. If we were to teach you one of our own traditions, mayhap you could adapt it for your own purposes. You would do this for us. Gladly, old friend. But first, we will need to prepare a simple altar for performing the rite, and find ourselves a suitable offering. The liver and blood of an ancient beast, together with pristine water from a sacred spring near the Como Ostropolis. Yes, I do believe this will suffice. I know the ways of the beasts of the wood. Leave the hunting to me. As for the final offering, I suspect Yo would have little difficulty acquiring it, yes? Excellent. In the meanwhile, I will teach the ritual to young Charcoal here. Were the passage into the tunnels larger, we would accompany you ourselves, but alas. Do not worry, my good Master Linnell. I will learn the words and gestures well, and Dallin will hear our plea. Just you wait and see. You're a spirited one, child, but be forewarned. Master Linnell is a strict taskmistress. Egads, forgive me, my friends. I will do my best. Anyhow, let us all reconvene at Stopel when we are finished with our allotted tasks. I thank you, friend. It's not every day we can reunite friends from an age long past. Master Lynette won't be too hard on me, will she? I was wondering when you might return, Yo. Have you found the offering that we require? The V's believe this will suffice as an offering to Dallin. Very well, so be it. As soon as Charcoal and the V's arrive, we shall begin the second phase of the excavation. Why, just look at all the qitari scurrying about. I had heard they were an industrious people, but to see it with my own eyes is impressive indeed. Hail and well met. I am Fiona of Faunro, and this is my sister Cluna. We have come to assist in the ritual of which your son has doubtless told you. Greetings, greetings. Please accept my apologies for making a fuss so close to your village, and without properly paying my respects. I fear I've been quite preoccupied with my duties here. There is no need for that, friend. It is we who should apologize for our sisters who gave you such a fright upon your return home. As you well know, our peoples were strong friends and allies in the days of Ronka. It is our honor to reforge those bonds in the present day. Should you require anything of us, you need but say the word. Anyhow, thanks to Yo here, it would seem we have all the offerings needed to proceed with the ritual. Do you remember all that Master Linnell taught you, Chickrol? But of course, I said the words over to myself 100 times on the way here. I will do your Master Linnell and my people proud. I should hope so, my son. Very well, let the dig begin. Qitari, Natal, and Chakral Kato have safely returned from their investigation of the tunnels. I cannot say for sure. We found a second stela, but I fear much as the last one. It proved too massive to carry to the surface. Just as we were pondering our next course of action, this armored-clad fellow arrived and let out a mighty scree. Precisely. While I cannot confess to fully understand the import of what it was saying, I can only surmise that the serpent once again wishes for us to call upon the wisdom of the alley of Ronka. Yo, that is, and restore the stela to its erstwhile form. And yet, much as last time, the engravings are weathered to no small degree. I have my own thoughts about what they signify, but I would hear my son's theory first. What say you, Chuckroll? Well, let me see now. One marking was clearly of the V's knocking a bow, then I can make out a semblance of a qitari, his arms seemingly held in the air. The image of V's on a qitari stone. How fascinating. Just as the first stela depicted our history with the Ronkan Empire, no doubt these markings tell us of our first encounter between our two peoples. Having befriended the benevolent Ronkans, our people then met the V's, skilled hunters and wise of the ways of the forest. So pleased were our ancestors that they threw their hands into the air in glee. That is a most optimistic interpretation, my boy. And yet, I feel it is more logical to read the stone a different way. Doubtless the bees came upon our ancestors, small and scurrying about the forest, and took them for prey. Facing arrows pointed at their hearts, our new ancestors threw up hands in sheer terror. So it was that the bees, newcomers to the Great Wood, nearly came into conflict with the mighty Ronkan Empire. Our legend tells of how the goddess Yaxmaja guided our people to the forest, but say little what awaited us on our arrival here. As far as we can say, both theories are more than plausible. Still, I would hope to believe. No, I will say no more. I would ill behoove me to stick my nose in matters of qitari lore. I agree, qitari history should be written by the qitari themselves. In any event, we are pleased that we were able to contribute to your cause in some small way. We shall return to Fanrao, but please do not hesitate to call upon us again. There is still much catching up to do between our peoples. My computer is not plugged in. Let me fix that. Once again, it seems we find ourselves with a choice to make. Yes, do impart to us your wisdom once more. How are you inclined to interpret our history? You too saw how Master Lenlo welcomed us when we visited Fanror, yes? Why, it is simply most preposterous to think that the friends of my great and so on grandmothers and grandfathers hunted us like vermin. Yes, I am quite certain that the bees were our friends from the earliest of days. The qitari in the markings is meant to be raising his hands in sheer joy. Surely you agree? Splendorous. Oh, thank you, Yo. I knew you would see things as I did. You believe my son has the right of it? Well, I suppose there is something to be said for adopting a brighter view of history. Very well, let us proceed with the restoration. At long last, another piece of our history comes into focus, but our struggle to reclaim our legacy goes on. Pray continue to lend us your aid. Father and I will send for our finest artisans. The work must begin at once. The second qitari stela has been restored to depict Charcoal Quotol's interpretation of the first encounter between the qitari and the bees. Protected by the new altar erected according to traditions of the bees and heartened by rediscovering another piece of their heritage, the stewards have returned to their excavation efforts with newfound zeal. Should you choose, continue to aid them in their cause. Okay. That's gonna do it for this part of the video. What am I at? 24 minutes. I got one more society quest coming up. See you in a second. Okay, I unlocked another society quest, so let's go. The great serpent wriggles and writhles about with glee. It appears to be eagerly anticipating what new discoveries the qitari excavation effort might bring. Speak with Charcoal Quattro and see how things have been progressing since last we met. Oh, hello there, friend. It's a most splendid day here at the stubble. The ritual that the beast so kindly taught us allowed us to delve deeper into the tunnels, and you won't believe the wonders we found. It is as our boy says, our exploration of the second stratum is nearly complete, and you'll be pleased to know that the relics and treasures we have found have all but confirmed that your interpretation of the second stela was indeed the correct one. Our forebears welcomed the V's when they arrived in Great Wood. Despite our clear differences in aspects like lifespan, stature, and martial aptitude, our two peoples forged a strong bond, not unlike that shared by Yixmaja and Oxtedlan, our guardian deities. We also found records of a story told since olden times. In it, a V's and a qitari were hunting together in the wood when they suddenly fell into a deep sinkhole. Their bodies bruised with no source of nourishment, they had no choice but to wait for a rescuer to come. Knowing that his short lifespan was nearly at an end, the short-lived qitari offered his own flesh to the V's companion, that she might survive for many years to come. Could there be more heartwarming tale of friendship and devotion? Why, it brings a tear to my eye. Jesus. I'm also pleased to report that in our search we did also manage to find a passage leading even further into the stubble depths. Yes, I have little doubt that another stela awaits us should we continue to delve below. I trust that Taural is investigating the matter as we speak. As a matter of fact, she returned a short while ago. Taural is nothing if not circumspect. I have no doubt her survey of the tunnels was most thorough. And yet, I fear the news is not all good. Poor Tawari collapsed into a shivering heap almost immediately upon her return, and has remained in bed silent and with a dreadful fever ever since. As such, I have sent for our friends in Slitherborough to come to our aid. I do believe I just saw them over there. Come, Yo, I would be most obliged if you could come join us in getting to the bottom of all this. We came as soon as we could. What sort of malady has stricken the poor little fellow? According to those who accompanied her, the passage below was blocked by a vast water vein. Tawari and her team had no choice but to dive in and attempt to swim their way onward through their depths. It would seem the chill of the water took quite a toll on their bodies, Tawari most of all. Or perhaps they encountered a fearsome leviathan lurking in the deep who did lash out at them with tentacles in furious rage. Oh, whoa. My heart goes out for those brave, battered souls. Fortunately, her life appears to be in no danger, and yet I fear that this stubble is far from an ideal environment for sheltering the wounded and infirm. I would have to agree. Talismans and shrines may do well to ward off the creatures of the deep, but they will do little to keep a shivering body warm and nurse the sick back to good health. Yo, the Qitari live a simple life. Eschewing luxury, we of the night bless are similar, and I too believe frugality to be an admirable trait. And yet, I dare say they deserve to live in better comfort than this. When you agree, perhaps there is something we could do for them. Excuse me. Master Valen, your magnanimity is most touching indeed. What are friends for, if not to help one another in trying times? We would be most obliged for your aid. In the meantime, I will suspend our exploration of the tunnels until such time as we find a way to traverse those frigid and treacherous waters. I'll go gather the supplies we need to keep your friend here safe. We'll need something to warm her body, and medicine to ease her fever. An elixir of life for the afflicted qitari fellow? Leave that to Quinfort, son of Dwatal, potion maker non-palliable. Yes, I do believe I can procure the ingredients I need from our friends in Vanro. As for keeping her warm, I do believe I know just the thing, something my mother always used to make for me when I caught a cold as a child. All I'll need is kindling crystal from Lake Tuskmekta. I would fetch it myself, but I fear it would be treacherous going for one such as me. Could I trouble you with the task, Yo? You are most munificent indeed, my friends. Is there nothing I could do to be of assistance? I intend to return here and tend to the poor Tawari. Perhaps you could help me look after your friend? Consider it done. Whatever I might do of help, I am at your every keck and ball. Am I going the right way? No. Oh, goes to Sergio. Have you managed to locate anything that might keep forward to worry? Warm? That. Fascinating. How gently warm to the touch it is. Yes, I dare say this should help to warm Tawari's body and ease her pain. Worry not, my friends. I prepared some extra doses of and shared them with the remaining members of the excavation team. Should any of them exhibit similar symptoms to poor Tawari, relief is only a quaff of Coinfort's quintessential elixir away. Tawaro seems to be feeling quite a bit better already. At this rate, I dare say she'll be back on her feet in no time. I cannot thank you enough, my friends. Poor Tawari. I must tell her just how much I appreciate all she has done for us when she awakens. Oh, Father, I have it. Yes, indubitably I do. Shout, girl. What? Are you alright? Have what I say. When I took Yo's discovery into my hand, my entire body was filled with a gentle wave of warmth from within. Why, if we were to give one to each member of the excavation team, they could stay warm and toasty even as they navigated the frigid waters below. Simply ingenious, my boy. Master Valen, Master Quinfort, might I trust you to look after our dear Tuari in my stead? I would return to the excavation that I might deliver to my friend a discovery that is sure to have her dancing in the tunnels. Leave it to us, my friend. There could be no greater honor than to lend my prodigious talents to her proud race of Ronka. That settles it then. Let the third stage of the excavation begin. Sometime later. Qitari, Natal, and Charcoal Kotal have safely returned from the investigation of the tunnels. Yo, my friends, we return our serpent friend with us, and I am pleased to report that the third stella has been found. Sadly, much like the first two, it has seen better days. We must count our blessings that it survives at all, what with ravaging sun eaters, rushing waters, and worse that it has faced over the years. Indeed, why I can scarcely imagine the horrors our forefathers faced when they braved the depths so long ago. Have no fear and lament not the past, O brave sons of Ronka, for in reclaiming your legacy this day, you forged the path to a brighter and ever more prosperous future. So saith the divine protector, and may its words give you strength. Well, the sentiment is an admirable one at least. But do tell, what were you able to make of the stone? What we could discern of the markings was most curious indeed. It showed a single qitari holding a fish over its head, and standing next to him, a curious creature that resembled a miniature catfish man with two little legs. A catfish man, you say? Why, I have pored through every encyclopedia on Master Mutoya's shelf and never have so much as heard of such a thing. What manner of fantastic and ancient beast might you have discovered? You are most well-traveled of us, Yo. Have you ever seen or heard of such a creature in your journeys? I had a catfish stew once. Have I ever? A curious race of fishmen that live in the Far East. No wonder we haven't heard of them here in Norvent. Doubtless they were one of the many ill-fated people swallowed up by the flood. Oh, the misinterpretation. In any event, these catfishmen sound like fascinating. I would be quite curious to find out more. Choices matter. Well, choices do matter in this. I have a theory as to what the markings signify. It was a time of old when famine ravaged the forests. In trying times, our ancestors and those catfishmen each laid claim to a vital fishing ground. That the creatures no longer inhabit these parts can mean only one thing. The proud qitari, the might of the great Ronkan Empire behind them, drove these slippery creatures from the Great Wood, reclaiming the food supply as theirs and theirs alone. Bereft a source of nourishment, the catfishmen died out one by one, and meant their eventual extinction. Extinction, perished the thought. Believe me, Father, I am not so naive to think this was another bright and happy chapter in history. No doubt the famine you speak of truly did befall our forest home. All the more reason that when these catfish men showed up on our doorstep on the verge of collapsing from hunger, our forefathers did offer them fish that they might sustain themselves for the days to come. Most fascinating theories, the both of them, and yet I would posit another. I have read of an ancient coin emblazoned with the image of a catfish that was said to predate the Ronkan Empire. Is it not plausible, even probable, that it might be the currency of the ancient civilization of fishmen that flourished in the depths below? No, it isn't, and I think we've heard enough theories for the day. At any rate, Quinfort and I should be getting back to Slitherborough. If you're ever in need of wording charms or far-fetched theories, you know where to find us. I want to see that coin. I must say, there is something quite compelling about the thought of a great civilization of subterranean dwelling fish people. Perhaps I should reconsider my or perhaps not. At any rate, it would appear that once again my son and I have arrived at conflicting interpretations of our people's past. And so we turn once more to you, Ally of Ronka. Which version of history shall be told? Friend, pray lay us your sage wisdom and acute insight. Father may interpret the markings differently, but I am certain that my ancestors were not so cruel and violent as he would say. When famine struck the forest, we qitari took pity on the catfish people and shared with them our precious catches. That they vanished from the great wood after this is a pity, but I know that our forefathers did all they could to save their slippery little friends. This is most definitely, most indubitably the case. Do you not agree? Magnificent. Knew we shared a like mind, you and I. Perhaps the boy is right, and history is at times not so cruel as it may seem at glance. In any event, if you truly find this version of events more compelling, I so see no reason to object. Splendiferous. And with that, let's get to the restoration of the third stela started. You'll stick around to see that everything is done right, won't you? Whenever you are ready to begin, just say the word. Are you ready, yo? Then Father and I shall call for our best artisans at once. The third stela has been restored to depict charcoal Koto's interpretation of the history between the qitari and the ill-fated catfish people. Outfitted with supplies and conveniences brought by the Knights Bless, Altostopol is more hospitable than ever before. Rejoicing in their newfound comfort, the qitari have returned to their excavations effort with renewed energy and enthusiasm. One can only imagine what marvelous discoveries are yet to come. Okay. Let me look at the time. Yeah, that's the whole video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next thing. Whatever that might be. Peace.